Hello, YouTube fans, here again, and I figure why not do this one? Coming to Chuck Norris films, Mission in Action 2, The Beginning. And it's not a funny one, this. What I mean by funny is it a sequel, is it a prequel? Some people say it's a sequel, obviously, because it's Mission in Action 2, The Beginning, and some people say it's a prequel, because the thing with the Mission in Action films, I like them all, but they are confusing. Especially when you get to the third one, he got married. He has a son. In 75, he gets injured. The first one, he was a prisoner. He escaped. And in this one, it's more based on the early 70s to the mid 80s, and he's a prisoner in camp. So I never did really figure him out. But I went with it. It's a film. So at first, it's Vietnam. It's based in 1972. And they're getting attacked by the Vietnamese. Chuck Norris throws his men to a boat, and they head to Tassis, and they all jump. I do like the bit of when they jump, the time the pauses and shows every character. Then you get a bit of footage of Ronald Reagan. Don't forget, it's an 80s film, so obviously he would have been the president in that era, making a speech about Vietnam and all that. Very political. And then it jumps, I'm assuming it jumps a couple of years later, and Chuck Norris as Bennett is now a prisoner in this Vietnamese camp. And you got one guy, if you think you've seen him before, he's been in a few films, he's been in a few episodes of Magnum PI. A lot of people remember him as James Bond's mate in Man with the Golden Gun, the James Bond film. But in this, he really plays an unspeakable bad guy. He plays a character you love to hate. He really does play a character you love to hate. And he's going everybody with prisoners, so there's no way to escape. It's got man taps, it's a big jungle, blah, blah, blah. Got a bitch, and so on. And halfway through the film, these people pay a prank, they die in a state. One of them accidentally just walk into a man tap, and no one almost makes it off the bridge, but then they've got to die, burn suit, brilliant stunt. I've got to admit that, really brilliant stunt. He gets burned on fire and he falls off a waterfall, brown bread. What else can I say? But it was a good stunt. If the stuntman who did that stunt, some merits. So I do like this one. To me, if you're going into this like a Rambo, sort of like when they did the first Mission in Action, like an action film, a one-man fucking army and all that, you're going to be disappointed because it's not that type of film unlike the first one. If you want to see lots of action, get to that one. This is more like a drama piece. It's soldiers, the prisoners, and they go through a lot. They really do go through a lot. And this sergeant is a scumbag. He's a scumbag. What he does to Bennett, there's a bit where they're smuggling beer, and Bennett takes the blame because his dad's weak. Basically, the dad just wanted to do that anyway. He puts a bag on Bennett's head, they put a rat in the bag after annoying it, and it bites all of his face. And I think that some of the torture scenes in this was real torture scenes what were done in that era, in Vietnam and that for prisoners who was prison. And there's one scene where they do Russian to there, there's four soldiers bricking it, and the gun is obviously empty. There's a bit where this Australian guy is going to bluff them to get him out. They think they're going to do the same again with the gun, but this time it does have a bullet, blows his brains out. So there's definitely some sad bits in it, some really powerful bits in it. There's a bit where this one dies, old guy, he got these prostitutes and they mirate him, and I thought, really stomach. And there's one guy in it, I keep forgetting, this Chinese guy, and I think I've seen him before, I told. He was in a Chuck Norris film before, he was in An Eye for an Eye. You remember the Chinese guy Chuck Norris had a fight with? Same guy, same freaking guy. There are some bits, and I always confused me this film. Because there's bits where they've got this guy, right, and they cut this guy's head off and they're putting it near fire. There's a bit where they've got this other guy, they're dragging him through a window. But you don't actually see it. I remember seeing photos of that, and I was wondering if they're actually deleted scenes in the film, because you don't actually see it in the film. But there's some very rare photos of that. There's a bit where one of the soldiers does escape. And you've got this one guy, he's smuggling prostitutes and so on. And so on. And if I remember right there, there is one scene that really does make you hate the bad guy, because all the way through the film, there's talks to him, there's a bit where he's trying to get information out of Chuck Norris, saying, "No, your wife's going to leave you. Sign this form, admit to these times, and we'll let you see her." And he says, "Well, I'm happy for her because she's going to have a very long wait because I ain't signing nothing." Didn't make me laugh, that scene. But there's one scene that really does make you hate the bad guy, because if someone died, he's Chuck Norris's mate, and he's dying, he's ill, and they think they're going to help him, but he doesn't. He puts some poison in him, which is like alcohol. And if that's not bad enough, they put oil on him and they burn him alive. You've got Chuck Norris, really brilliant role. He's across the window. He says, "He's not dead. He's not dead. Don't do it." And the film, he knows he isn't dead, but he's a real stummy character. He's Chinese guy, a character you love to hate. And he likes him and burns his poor guy alive. And I'm thinking, you bastard. You actually did it. Evil, evil bastard. So there's a good scene in it. Chuck Norris pretends to hang himself. We know he doesn't. He breaks out. And this is where the film does it and knocks in Missing in Action 2, the beginning. Because he meets the soldier who escape. They team up and manage to break all the prisoners out one by one. There's a good bit where the Chinese guard make it look like they've got him and they shoot him, but they know he isn't because he's wearing different shoes. And there's one person they don't like. You think you've seen before, been in a few films, and he turns on him and he gets killed to save the day. So most of the baddies get killed, they all get shot up, they fold bombs and you think the bad guy's dead, and they get into the helicopter. But Chuck Norris, that's Bennett, he's stupid, he knows there's something there. And it turns out he isn't dead, he's hidden away. And I do love the fight, there's a fight with the main badder, brilliant fight. Some done by stuntman, some done by the actor, brilliant fight. He literally batters him though, drags him there, touches his nipple, really lays into him, dud on him, because he's a stunt bag. And then Chuck Norris, as Bennett says, "Now it's over." Presses his hand in a bomb, blows the fucker up. Satisfying ending. But yeah, I actually like Missing in Action 2. To me, like I just said, I don't go into it for action, explosions. There are some good explosions in it. Like I said, there's a bit when Chuck Norris breaks out, he burns the bridge, and he gives the two Vietnamese soldiers a taste of their own medicine. Without burping. He does. He gives them a taste of their own medicine. Nice one. And this is that good film. It's more like a prison, a state film, a bit of a war film. Like I say, some of the talks, the scenes were done to the prisoners in that era. So I do like that. I do like the fact that they make him look worn out, they give him stuffy hair, they really make Chuck Norris look like a prisoner in a camp in that era of Vietnam. Doesn't dramatise it, doesn't make it look beautiful. It's Vietnam, it's war. But for a sequel, some people say it's a sequel, some people say it's a prequel. To me, I enjoyed it. I didn't see no problems in it. I still think Chuck Norris did do a good performance in this. He went more into like a war drama. There's a lot of good explosions in it, but if you're going into it like a Rambo film, it doesn't really liven up until the end. To me, this one, I always look at this one as being more of a war drama. More of a war drama. But I didn't mind it for what it was. So for that, 5-star rating from me. Into them, be smart, be safe. See you later.